Once upon a time, in a kingdom called Uti, there lived these two beautiful maidens. Both of them lost their parents when they were very young. One was called Adiza and the other one was called Fatima. They were always together because they had no other families. So they spend time together, they go to the stream together, they help each other out in their individual farmland, in their parents' farmland. And also they were very good at making the clay pots. That is how they raised money to take care of themselves. They were well known in this kingdom called Ute. Every young man in Ute wanted to be their friends. But they promised themselves that they were going to keep their bodies for their husbands. So they worked hard to make sure they lacked nothing. One day, a prince from a neighboring town was walking by, going to another neighboring village to see his betrothed. And then he saw these two beautiful maidens. When he saw Adiza, he was carried away with her beauty. And he immediately beckoned on one of his guards. And he said, "Go to that maiden over there and tell her the prince wants to see her, to come to the prince." The guard went to Adiza and he said, "Hello, maiden. My prince will want to talk to you over there." And Adiza said to the guard, "Go back to your prince and tell your prince that in my land, in my kingdom, that the prince go to the maidens don't go to the men." The guard went back and told the prince exactly what Adiza had said. The prince was so engulfed with her beauty that he was ready to do whatever Adiza wanted him to do. So he walked up to Adiza and he said to her, "Hey, beautiful maiden, my name is Prince Ahmed, the crown prince of Use." And Adiza said, and the prince said, "What is your name?" Adiza said, "My name is Adiza." And she asked him where he was going to. The prince told Adiza that he was going to the neighboring town, but he never mentioned that he was going over there to see his betrothed. He further went ahead to ask Adiza if Adiza was from this kingdom. Adiza said yes, and that her parents were dead. The Prince Ahmed, was concerned and he said, who do you live with?" She told him that she lived by herself, but she was always busy with her friends because they work in their farm and they also make clay pots, and that is how they make money to take care of themselves. This got the prince very interested in her and said, "What a hard-working young lady." He went further to ask Adiza if she had any extended family member, that he could talk to. So Adiza took her to her uncles, and eventually Prince Ahmed and Adiza got married. Adiza became the queen of Use. She was so happy. The people of Use kingdom, they were so happy because Adiza was beautiful and she was nice to the people. She was not proud. She will help the people of Use kingdom. They all loved her and they were waiting for her to be their queen. When the king passed, Prince Ahmed's father passed. They eventually made Prince Ahmed, the crown prince, the king of Use, and that eventually made Adiza the queen of Use. They were living happily for so many years. They did have no issues. The crops in the land were good. The villagers were happy because the land was blessed. But there was one problem in the royal family, in the royal home. There was no heir to the throne, and that got Adiza, Queen Adiza, very uncomfortable. She was not happy. She became very sad, and the king was worried. The king was very concerned because he knew how Adiza was a happy person. Queen Adiza was always happy. But because she didn't have any son, a male child, that will inherit inherit the throne after the king passed, she was very concerned because in the kingdom of Use, she understand the culture. After three female children, they will encourage the king to bring in another wife. She had three girls already, no male child. So she was very concerned. She became a shadow of herself. She was withdrawn. Queen Adiza was withdrawn from the palace activities. She stayed in her room all day, all night, refusing to come out to go to the village square or to attend to the chiefs. The chiefs came together and encouraged the king, King Ahmed, to take another wife. They also told King Ahmed that his former betrothed, Princess Amina, was still very available, that she refused to get married. She said to herself that she was going to wait until King Ahmed comes back to marry her, because all her life she was trained to be King Ahmed's queen. So King Ahmed went back to bring in his betrothed, bring her in, and after a few years, she got pregnant and she had a son. She had the heir to the throne, and this got Queen Adiza, more worried. She became jealous of Queen Adiza became very jealous of Queen Amina. But Queen Adiza was the head queen. She was the major queen. So now that Queen Amina had the heir to the throne, the chiefs came together again and decided to make Queen Amina the head queen to the throne. Adiza wasn't very happy. She was dethroned of being the head queen, of the senior queen to the throne. This got her very, very unhappy, and she planned on how to eliminate Queen Adiza and her boy child, the heir to the throne. But because Queen Adiza was not from the royal, she wasn't originally royalty, she didn't understand the fact that no harm can befall royalty. No harm could come close or come near the royal house. So she planned and made this delicious meal with very Queen Adiza made this delicious meal with harmful herbs for Queen Amina and her son, the crown prince. Her intention was to give them the food, then do away with both of them, and then she will remain the queen of the land. Queen Amina was very excited when Queen Adiza brought her the meal. She ate and she fed her son. Immediately after she did that, she got really sick. She was sick and her son was sick. She is a royal blood. Her son is a royal blood. But Queen Adiza is not a royal blood. She got really sick. For months she was sick. Her son was sick. The chief of the land, of Useland, they were concerned because of the crown prince, because of the heir to the throne. So they came to the king to ask the king to find out what is happening to the crown prince and Queen Aminat. They wanted to know if somebody had desecrated the land, and they called the chief priest of the land to consult the oracle and tell them what is the cause of the crown prince and Queen Aminat's illness. After much consultation, Queen Hadiza was called upon. She was beckoned upon to come and confess. Initially, she didn't want to say anything, but later she decided to speak. She confessed how she became jealous of Queen Amina for having the heir to the throne. That was how she decided and planned this evil plan of hers to eliminate the heir to the throne and Queen Amina. This got the king and the chief really very furious, and they decided to banish Queen Hadiza out of Use kingdom. She was sent out of Use kingdom back to her kingdom. The moral of this story is that it is not good to be jealous. It is not good to plan evil against your friend or against your neighbor, because planning evil might backfire, and most of the time it will backfire.